It's another South African show, and this is part two in our series of the ongoing mystery and as investigations unravel the Cwecwe rape case in South Africa. Mustafa is here, Said is here as well to continue the discussions. You guys are welcome to the show.
Okay, yeah. So we talked about this the other day, and we had spoken about it and said that Bergview College or the school had been deregistered because of safety issues surrounding the raping of the young lady, Cwecwe. Now they've changed their mind again. Fundile Gade, the Eastern Cape, who runs a lot of stuff with the schooling boards, and they've re-registered the school again. Which I'm not saying that's a problem or not, but it seems like things are going back and forth. And it seems like AfriForum might have leaned on them a little bit to start the school again, which makes me wonder what's going on. Is this about money? Because the school loses a lot of money if they're deregistered. And the second question is, why were they deregistered in the first place? There's not enough information out here. What do you think, Afalabi?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was wondering why they were, I think first and foremost, they decided to deregister them because of the fact that they felt the police and the investigations have been at best very sloppy. A lot of the findings they have not done anything with most of the findings. There's no concrete evidence. Their trail doesn't seem to be pointing to anybody. And then these AfriForum guys, which are right-wing, uh, they are more or less advocates for the Africans in South Africa. They are claiming that the rape may not have happened in school, that it may have happened in a community party, and not at the Bergview College at school. But this sounds a little bit absurd because if you look at the trail, you don't have any concrete evidence to show that the child actually, was assaulted at the community party. Nobody was seen with the child in any isolated place. The people that the prime suspects here are the driver of the car, the principal, and basically maybe one or two people that were around the school when she was picked up. And the Eastern Cape police are mishandling this. Their investigation is focusing basically on the wrong location. They don't seem to be getting a hang of the investigations,
Yeah.
And they said her first complaint of anal pain was a few days after the rape case happened.
Yeah,
So everything
like
seems
almost
to
48
be
hours.
like a conundrum, so to speak.
Yeah, we don't know. This is very simple. We don't know. And this is the failure of the South African police. It's been 6 months.
Yeah,
They should already have enough evidence and know who did this. It's very
exactly.
and I don't know if the principal has taken a DNA test, but if he didn't do it, he has nothing to hide. He should take that test. And
Yeah.
but it seems like we don't know what happened. It might have happened outside of the school because the timeline doesn't add up. She was feeling pain days after, but we never know. There might be some soreness or pain after the fact. But the thing is, let all the evidence be brought out. The police need to be clear about this because we don't want a situation where I believe someone is getting paid off or somebody's covering up something. What are your thoughts, Said?
Yeah, I quite agree with what both of you have said. So, and some point to that it might not happen at the school premises, as one of the investigative or is it the lawyer of the school was saying that I want to be like a little bit on that side because if truly it happens, I'm not sure. Like you all know, we are all speculating. If truly it happened in the school premises, I believe the child would have been complaining about some pain or so, as the investigative person said. So I want to believe that. I don't think that the rape happened in school premises as some people are claiming, and also the police too. I think the most blame should go to the police because for 6 months, what are they doing? Even we are not supposed to be hearing this, not even talking about it, if they actually did their job. Because for 6 months, are you telling me? I believe by now the perpetrator himself, whoever the person is, must have God knows, maybe he has fled or something. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think the major failures and the major blame should go to the police. The police is not something we should be praising at this
And at
moment.
the same time, I'm going to say the principal, if he has nothing to hide, why doesn't he take a DNA? I'm not accusing him.
Yeah, he should. He
Also,
should. He should.
also there's a
I
story with
believe
some
if it's called on to do
yeah
a DNA
another
test, he
driver
should do
picked her
that.
up. another driver picked her up. So technically, if the driver that picked her up raped her, it didn't happen on school grounds, but he came to pick her up from the school. So that brings a question of security. Did the driver tell did the school know that there was a new driver? So, and even the taxi company that does this, a lot of people are culpable for this. And this goes to show us the way that South Africa right now is failing females and children. It's a crazy
Yeah,
level. It's a
yeah,
crazy level of rape and pedophilia crimes and abuse of women. And
yeah.
this is crazy. And they need to double down. And I said this again: if this had happened to a white girl, it doesn't matter what school, it doesn't matter what color the person raped her. This situation would have
Of
been
course,
solved.
because the white folks will definitely find a way to make sure that justice
Yeah, and
is
also the
done.
black people too, because the
They
black
won't
people
even
will
wait
go
to
out
this
of their
point.
way. Yeah. So my thing is that they need to be very transparent with this and bring out whatever evidence they have to the forefront very soon. It's they might say they don't want to bring the evidence because they don't want to hurt the case, but my thing is that 6 months is a long time. Somebody needs to have
Yeah,
been charged. Somebody needs to have been charged and take it to
yes.
court. What do you think, Afolabi?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, the police have been very sloppy. Like I said before, the Eastern Cape Police has misdirected their investigations. They've not been strategic at all. They've been focusing so much on the school instead of focusing on the local community itself and interviewing people and doing their own investigations. Now, right now, the principal is only being alleged. There is no evidence to substantiate that. But I don't think
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong in the principal cooperating with investigations by submitting himself for a DNA test. Because if forensic
Yeah.
investigations are to be carried out, a DNA test is critical in getting or solving the mystery. So I think first and foremost, principal should agree to a DNA test and they should
Although
simply
his
publicly,
argument would be
yeah.
his argument would be it'll be just like if they come to my house and tell me take a test for a student. Even if I didn't do it, I might be outraged and say you have no right
Oh, sure.
to tell me what to do. So maybe that's what the principal is doing. If he knows he's innocent, they have no right to do this.
I, I
This is
think
why I'm saying.
I
And if they call him in for DNA, they have to have a reason for doing it. They have to divulge. Okay, this is why we're calling you in because you're. You get my point. Because if why not? For example, they have many male teachers at that school. Why aren't they asking them also for the DNA? Do you see what I'm saying? Why are they singling out the
The
principal? So what I'm
principal,
saying is
yeah.
that if they don't have concrete evidence to suspect him, why must they single him out? Why and also why not ask all the male students? So
All
my
the
thing is
males,
that
yeah.
they need to be consistent. What are your thoughts, Saeed? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly my point. This further shows the incompetence of the police in that area and the police investigating the matter. Because it shows that if they truly are suspecting the principal, they should call him in and say, "Oh, we need your DNA test." And I don't think that the principal will definitely won't take it or something. Or what about all those
Sometimes people
other
don't like to
people?
be. They don't like. Some people don't like to be questioned. They be like, "How dare you tell me that I should take DNA when I know I'm." You understand what I'm
I
saying?
get, well, I don't think I understand what you're saying, but I don't think if a police ask you to come to their station for an investigation and you refuse, they can arrest
And
you. So
also,
I
we have
don't
to be
think
very
that's
careful
something you
because
can deny
we
or
have to be
something you can
very
say you don't
careful.
want to answer to.
We have to be very careful because if they take his DNA and they now mix it with the samples of what they gave her, they can also frame him. That's why I'm saying
Oh,
you have to,
yeah,
to me,
yeah,
you have to be careful who you give your DNA to.
A,
If you and
a
yeah.
principal of that school and of that caliber, you should be able to afford a lawyer to go with him if
yeah,
truly they actually wanted to.
I'm trying
So
to
Yeah,
all
play devil's
ultimately,
advocate because in
ultimately,
the
I
U.S.
think, yeah.
No, what I'm saying is, I think people have the constitutional right to refuse DNA tests unless there's concrete reasons. Yeah, go ahead, follow me.
Yes, I said ultimately, he's going to get some kind of legal counsel to represent
From
him here
Afriforum,
because,
Afriforum is going to defend him. They're going to get a lawyer for
yeah,
him.
it appears
yeah,
that he's been unfairly targeted. But even if he
exactly.
agrees to a DNA sample test, I think the results should not be made public. Rather, the results should be given to the police for further investigation.
Yeah,
And I think he shouldn't be the only one to submit a DNA sample test. I think
yeah,
every other male that is an acquaintance with the girl should also submit DNA sample test because, like
yeah,
Mustafa said, they could mix his results up and frame him as the one that is culpable, and that would be very dangerous for him. So that would
yeah,
be that would taint his reputation, so to speak, and it
yeah,
could affect the school.
yeah. So yeah, I think we've covered it. We're going to continue covering this story in the coming days. What are your last thoughts, Saeed?
I think I think if I happen to be one of the relatives of the victim or the parents, I wait and the local government or like because that is just pure incompetence of their job. 6 months. What are they doing for 6 months? As if this thing has been recorded for the past 6 months. So what are they doing? If I don't know if their law is that strong enough for them to sue the state, they should just sue the state.
It's several things. This
I
goes
want
back.
to believe in America. In America, you can sue state for such
Oh,
failures,
yeah.
right?
I think it's difficult if the police don't solve a crime. You have to prove that they've been negligent. But here's what I think: South Africa is such
Exactly. That's what I was looking for. Negligence. Yeah.
such a corrupt country that maybe even the police station, they don't even have especially if it's a black province or a black part of the township, they may not even have the equipment to do the proper investigation because they're underpaid and everything. So I'm saying goes back to the economy and to the corruption in South Africa, in which a country that has such mineral wealth, they don't even have effective policing. For all we know, the police are not fucking up this whole thing because they don't have the personnel
Yeah.
or the equipment and the technology to do it. Maybe they just spoiled the whole case and they're trying to cover it up now. What do you think,
I want
Afal?
to believe it still boils down to the negligence part.
Yeah, negligence and corruption. What do you think, Afolabi?
Yes, I agree with you, and I think there's some kind of political interference. And
Yeah. Well, we know the police it might be even a friend of the policeman who did it.
exactly. That's exactly what I think. And I think their investigations have been flawed. They've not handled this well. So the police are somehow finding a way to scapegoat the principal without clear evidence.
That's what it looks like.
I give you a scenario. What if the rape had led to the death of this child? Is this how sloppily they would have handled the case? So I think
Well,
Exactly.
you know how many black females get killed in South Africa every day, and the
Can you
crime goes
imagine?
on.
So I think it's an institutional failure on the police force.
Yeah.
The box
And I'm so glad
rests.
that people are protesting. They need to go beyond
Yes,
protest. Females and people who are against this type of violence need to shut
yes.
that country
But
down.
I really don't think closing the school would solve the problem, because if you close the school,
No,
it
but I'm annoyed about how they keep going back and forth. They close the school, then they.
okay.
So it seems like they're just being randomly responding. Maybe the school should never have been shut down in the first place.
In the
They were
first
just doing
place.
Yeah.
that as a reaction.
Because
All
Yeah.
right, so
the
let's get
school
out
would
of
be
here.
stigmatized. Okay.
Yeah. Take us out so we can enjoy our Friday.
Okay. It's been another very wonderful South African show from Mustafa, Said, and myself. Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, nice one,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you for having me.